Hey, hello guys, this is Miguel in here. So welcome to the Information Security Newspaper channel. I hope you're doing great. So in here we're going to talk about everything related to hacking, malwares, cybersecurity. So guys, please follow us on our Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your comments below. So this is the new number one. Hey guys, I want to talk to you about the Brave browser. So guys, if you're worried about your privacy, you should try this browser. So Brave is developed by Brave Software Incorporated, and actually it's a fast loading search browsing tool. This is totally focused on the privacy protection. Actually, Brave keeps the user's information secure while blocking the tracking functions of web pages and combating malware and infections and totally phishing. So you may think look conventional, but actually it is not. Brave block ads, so it changed the way advertising is displayed online. Well, about privacy protection, Brave is blocking the ads that it considers malicious, making the browsing safer for the users because it blocks third-party cookies by default totally. And what else? Well, it increased the browsing speed. Actually, the load time at Brave has a wide load speed because it does not have third-party advertising. Well, again, Brave's a reward system. Let's talk about this. We're not sure how this works because the content creators depend on advertising to stay active. But we actually invite all the content creators to register into this program, which is called Brave Ads. And you may get almost a 55% as revenue regenerated by these media. Well, however, we're not sure how this works, so we actually want to Brave clarify some points about this reward program. The next topic is vulnerability found in pre-installed tools on Dell computers, which allowed a remote access for the hackers. Well, specialists recently reported a new vulnerability on the support ACES tool. This is made by the manufacturer Dell. This failure could actually allow the attackers to execute a code with administrator privileges on the exposed computers, while executing versions to take control of the victim system. So this means that this could harmful all the computers that are related with Dell. The attack consists on directing the victim to a malicious website from which the support ACES tool will be forced to download and execute files from a hacker control location. Additionally, this JavaScript code designed by the attacker can be hidden on iframes of legitimate sites, which is even more harmful. Although last week the Dell company released a patch to fix this vulnerability, many users could remain exposed until Dell notified them directly about the update, which is used for debugging process and troubleshooting this malware. So the specialists believe that the number of affected users is pretty considerable since the support ACES tool is a pre-installed by Dell on systems with Windows, which there are a lot of them out there. They just mentioned that this is a serious attack because it does not require a user interaction to succeed. The attackers only need to direct the user to a malicious website. Well, hopefully the update will help users to avoid being compromised in this occasion. Now let's talk about the next topic, which is a ransomware that attacked the Cleveland Hopkins Airport in the United States. Well, this is pretty harmful because this is a government office. The cybersecurity specialist recently reported that a ransomware infected this Cleveland Hopkins International Airport using this type of malware, malicious malware, because this software actually affected the computers linked to payroll emails and report record system. Pretty bad information here. It seems the specialists believe that this may not be an isolated fact, as this incident could be part of the cyber attack campaign against the government offices of some states in the United States, such as New York and California. We all knew that the biggest affectation by any type of ransomware known nowadays happened in the United States, in the state of Atlanta, when the government system were infected with this dangerous variant of ransomware known as SAM. So because of this, the police had to record complaints on paper and pencil. Actually, there were no electronic payment system and there was no access to the computer system either. Well, the attackers demanded the Atlanta government a rescue of more than $50,000 in virtual currency such as Bitcoins. Well, luckily the attack had a very limited scope, but experts believe that this incident could have caused a disastrous consequence if actually the malware infection had reached critical airport infrastructure. So experts believe that this new attack should help organizations to take a more proactive stance on today's cybersecurity risks. So the next news is the hackers used botnet to attack ELECTRUM Bitcoin wallet. They already steal more than $4 million. So this is cybersecurity specialists have reported an active attack campaign against ELECTRUM, which is a Bitcoin wallet. Hackers are deploying the attack using a botnet. So they told us the losses already ascend more than $4.5 million. The phishing campaign helped malicious hackers steal around 250 Bitcoin, which is equivalent to about $970,000, depending on the current exchange rate. So according to specialists, the number of infected users already exceeds the 150,000 users. It seems this botnet is keeping infected users mainly on the Asia Pacific region and Latin America, like Brazil and Peru. So last December, hackers began to launch cyber attacks against the internet code of ELECTRUM, exploiting a vulnerability to cheat users and force them to download malicious versions of the software. So it seems some malicious servers were added to the ELECTRUM networks. The malicious software update was downloaded from GitHub. And well then, as a protection measure, the developers launched a security code using the same vulnerability as the hackers, forcing the users to download this corrected version of the system. Developers just recommend users to update their ELECTRUM Bitcoin wallet because the most recent version of this wallet, which is the 3.34, is not vulnerable to these phishing attacks. So let's talk about the next new, which is a new ways to detect malwares inside hardwares. So this new method is to detect installed malwares inside hardware devices. Well, we all know that detecting a malware inside a computer is actually a complicated task because the antivirus is not enough to detect this type of malwares. It is known that the malware creators are able to install viruses inside the graphic cards, the hard drives, and the motherboards. Well, recently, experts created a new way to detect this kind of malwares. The method consists on identifying the energy consumption system, like the bolting, such as its components, to determine if there's any malware and to know what type it is. Okay? Well, experts assure that this method is just applicable for computers, but maybe it's also compatible for IoT devices, which are the devices that can connect to the internet. The experts announced that some of these malwares actually may be able to replicate the necessary voltage for some devices, will make it harder to detect. But anyway, despite this is not a new method, there are possibilities that this technique could also work for more than one model. Recently, in some test researchers, we couldn't find the malware. However, the stolen information was reduced by almost 94%.